Hey, Jeff Fuller back with you. Jay Fuller Interviews, Jay Fuller Interviews on Instagram, the Facebook group, YouTube, Twitter, Jay Fuller Interviews, featuring this interview and others because I believe people's stories will make our story much better. And joining us now, we have Ian Cunningham coming again, but joining us with a Kenny Anderson showcase is the one, the only Kenny Anderson. Gentlemen, welcome in.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a
Thank
blessing.
You, man. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. So I just want to show this. This is from Amazon Prime, Mr. Chibs, the Kenny Anderson story. Ian, first question to you. You watched this, and then this prompted you to get a hold of Kenny Anderson. What motivated you to watch this documentary in the first place?
So, yeah, I was flipping through Amazon and Netflix and all that, and I came across it. And I was a Cavs fan growing up, a big Mark Price fan. Kenny's heard of him before. And I stopped on this documentary, Mr. Chibs. I like watching documentaries. I like finding out about people in life. I like to see what people are doing after their careers are over in all types of sports and life. And I told my wife, I said, let's watch the documentary, Mr. Chibs. And she's like, who's that about? And I said, Kenny Anderson. He played in the NBA. She didn't know who he was. My kids didn't know who he was. And we sat down and we watched the documentary. And we were, as a family, inspired by it. My wife and I looked at each other after the documentary and we both honestly said to ourselves, wow, that was powerful. And we both thought Kenny Anderson still had a story to tell in life. And then, you know, that's how I got to watch it. It just flipping through and stumbled across it. And nothing happens by accident. God always planned.
For sure. Now, Kenny, this question is for you. You get a random phone call or connection from Ian Cunningham about doing a showcase. What were your thoughts about Ian watching a documentary, then trying to get in touch with you?
Oh, it was interesting. You know, you never really could trust, you know, anyone. You know, from background I came from, playing in the NBA and for many years, and playing at Georgia Tech and being in Archbishop High School. So you can't really, you know, trust anyone. So I had to see for myself, you know, what it was about. And, you know, he told me he saw my documentary, and that really was, it really was a blessing to me. He saw my documentary and he fell in love with it. And it really hit home to him, and he understood what I was trying to do. And I said, hey, it won't hurt. I'll go down there, do a showcase, my first showcase. Let's see what he's all about, if he means it. Family, it was just the way we you know, gotten into each other's family. It's just awesome. It's just awesome. It's a real touching situation.
Oh, for sure. Now, Ian, for you guys are already planning the 3rd annual Kenny Anderson Showcase. Can you just talk, being a soccer player, as you mentioned before, are you surprised at the success you've had, or does God just have a plan and everything works out and you guys are on to bigger and better things?
Oh, there's nothing happens by accident. God is the most powerful thing that we can go off of. And I mean, I'm just a branch of what God's plans are. Kenny's just a branch of what God's plans are. But, you know, what we're doing together, it's not me, it's not him, it's together. We're doing something together, and along with a bunch of other people that are really trying to inspire the youth of today and try to give them a future for tomorrow. Because at the end of the day, we're not trying to find the 5-star recruits. We're trying to find the kid ball. Because as Kenny will say, I'm a ball is easy, life is hard. So yeah. I took that of what there's a story behind Kenny Anderson. And I just know that there's this thing is going to, you know, I know it's already big now, but it's going to impact so many people for 20, 30, 40. You know, it's momentum thing that, you know, it's just picking it up right now, picking up speed. But no, it's all through God. Honestly, it's just it's a true blessing. And like Kenny said, you don't meet people by accident. Everything happens for a reason. But I tell you this, and I mean it with whole heart. Kenny Anderson has become family to me. Beyond
what it's like for you to be back coaching.
And I got the opportunity to with this, and just my president and Dr. Glover, my AD, and Willie Jude, and they all, you know, and the reason is to big up these young men, to get them in situations where, you know, basketball, you know, it might be something.
He referenced as Mr. Chibbs in that documentary named after you as Mr. Chibbs.
Me smiling. You know, she wanted everyone to know, you know, his name is Chibbs. So it was Chibbs. You know, that's what she named me, nickname, you know, when I was about 4 days old. She came in, you know, they gave her to me. She had me in her arms. She said cheeks, and came out Chibbs. And she just stuck with Chibbs. And that's the name I got. You know, everybody in New York and Left Rack City called me Chibbs. But then when kindergarten, when I went to school, when she was filling out papers, she said Kenneth. And I was like, who's Kenneth, Mom? And she was like, yes, your name. That's your real name. You know, and you know, that's just how it is, man. And my whole neighborhood, they call me Chibbs. And it just means something to my mother. Don't mean anything, but it's just something to my mother, and we just ran with the name, and you know, that's just what it is. And I wanted to name my documentary, my nickname, and it was great, Mr. Chibbs, because she called me Mr. Chibbs. Yeah, that's what it was. And the documentary is awesome. It's my life. I didn't hold nothing back. Jill Campbell, my director, did a hell of a job, and I didn't know how the documentaries were supposed to go. Yeah. And I'll tell you, there was times when I was like, you know, let me pull back. But no, you know, if my mother was still living, like I told Ian, I don't know if I would have did the documentary. But my mother passed and went on, and I had to, you know, I wanted to be real with myself. I wanted to be real with myself, and I was able to, you know, be real with it. And it's 100% real. What you see is what you get. And that's what I wanted. I don't want to talk about the whole doc. I want people to go out and see it. But it's real big to me, and I'm glad that I could do a documentary. You know, not just for me, but for my mother. You know, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was excellent, and I watched it and really enjoyed it. Jill Campbell actually is joining the program on Monday, and so I'm excited about having her on. But I just had a couple basketball questions. I'm more of a basketball fan than I think Ian, but I'm about 5 years younger than you. So when I was in high school, I was watching you, and just at Georgia Tech, Dennis Scott, let three of them ring. You guys were so much fun to watch. And also, I grew up a North Carolina Tar Heel fan, so I found that.
Boo!
I know, but I
boo!
found that connection to Kenny Smith interesting, being from New York. Can you just talk about what it's like growing up in New York City as far as basketball, the people you idolize that you pattern your game after? How important was that for you to have guys?
You know, growing up in New York is just it was a great place. I grew up in about the next building from Kenny Smith. His brother Vincent Smith was my mentor, my role model. He practice every day, but not only practice, but he taught me how to do the right things in life. You know, by me being educated, going to Archbishop Malloy High School. Like, I wanted to do everything like his brother, Kenny Smith, except go to North Carolina. But it was just a great. It was just great for me to be under his guidance, under Vincent Smith's guidance, and seeing his brother, you know, every day. Vincent Smith really watched me, and he cradled me. He told me what to do, what the do's and the don'ts of life and living in New York. And I went with it, and it got me to Georgia Tech, got me to lead for many years. It was just awesome.
Kenny, talk a little bit about your high school coach. What did he mean to you besides basketball?
Yeah.
So your high school coach, Kenny, what did he mean to you?
I can't hear you.
Sorry, Kenny. I'm just going to ask once more. Your high school coach, what did he? I'm not sure if I'm muted or not.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
All right. Ian, can you hear me okay? I'm not sure if it's on my side or your
You're
side.
very, very distant.
I'm not sure what's going on now. Sorry about that, guys.
Hello?
Let's see this.
I can't hear you.
All right, Ian, and you said that I'm still pretty distant.
Yeah, you sound very far away.
Man, I'm not sure if there's a disconnection or not. That's a problem with going live. Let me see here. See if this helps out at all. So, Ian, Kenny Anderson, quite a story. And could you just share, Ian, from your point of view, what he's meant to you as far as his background, what he's been through, what he opened up about in the documentary? What does that mean for you to have somebody so honest come on and be a part of your life?
So you're asking me, you're saying with what he's gone through, what does it mean to be a part of my life?
Yeah, just his honesty in that fact.
Yeah, I mean, just like I always say, real is rare. And like Kenny Anderson, who is just a real human being who's gone through so many things in his life. It's just, it's hard to find authenticity, like someone that's authentic, and you get exactly what you see with him. He's gonna keep it real. He's gonna tell you yes and no. If he thinks it's good, he's gonna let you know the honest truth. And just to have someone that you can consider being a real person that's gonna, not sugarcoat things like that to help benefit others. It's a great thing. Obviously, yeah. He's as real as it gets.
Man, I apologize about my microphone and the issue. I think we're going to have to reschedule the rest of this, but this will be part 1 of our time with Kenny Anderson and Ian Cunningham. And so stay tuned. And Ian, thanks so much. We'll reschedule. I apologize about this, but we'll talk to you again soon. And you're listening to Jay Fuller Interviews on Instagram, YouTube, the Facebook group, and Twitter. We'll get back, and hopefully you can hear me okay. I'm not sure if volume went out everywhere. All right, all. Sorry about that. Talk to you again soon.